Hi, this is Earth Angel Ascension 222. Been a long time since I made a video. I've been busy writing on Quora, so I haven't had the real urge to make a video. And this video is going to be all about like NPCs, bots, AI run human, whatever you want to call them. We live in a really difficult time right now. And if you're a scapegoat, a light worker, targeted individual, an empath, you've been probably dealing with these soulless individuals since the beginning of your life. If not, your own family was this. Someone in your family had a soul, that's why you ended up targeted. I truly believe that these people are run by their system. Like this demonic system, and pretty much they have no mind of their own. They're being like downloaded who they are, what they should buy, what they should eat, who their friends are. And if you're a targeted person, you were never accepted by that system. If you're an empath, you were never accepted by that system. You have a free consciousness. So people have asked me, why are you targeted? Well, it's like you're the anomaly. You're the one that they can't get under that system because you don't belong to that system. You were born here with a higher purpose, and your purpose was to ascend this realm and to separate from the illusion. I just want to say something about their system. If you'll notice something about their system, the longer time goes on, the worse it gets for them. So prices keep going up. It's harder to get a house. More rules, more restrictions. And the reason you're targeted is they look at you and you're the anomaly and you're the solution and the problem when they look at you, meaning you have all of the things that they wish they had, like peace, joy, freedom. That system, like I said, the longer time goes on, the less benefit they get from it, and the more problems, and it becomes more complicated. So, and then you take an empath or a light worker or starseed or somebody on their spiritual path, rather. As time goes on, their life within becomes so fruitful, no matter what they have by this world, because they have separated from the illusion. And the illusion is that you buy this stuff, you get this Honda CRV, you get the latest iPhone, and you find like a little hit of happiness. Now, our system is you work on your inner wounds, you do things to raise your vibration, you start eating good, you get in alignment with your truth, and you present to the world an authentic version of yourself, and you have peace, and your vibration is so high that people can't help but notice. And it doesn't require $1. It doesn't require $1. It just requires that you go inside and you make peace with yourself. See, their system is based on social acceptance. Our system is based on self-acceptance. And like I said to somebody yesterday, social acceptance is here today, gone tomorrow. And that's why they're always at war competing with each other, because it's temporal. Self-acceptance is forever. So if you're targeted, you're an empath. The reason why is it's pretty simple. You possess all of the traits they wish they had, and the fact that you won't join forces and be like part of the, firing squad makes you their target. They look at you and you have all of the things they wish they had. And it's not based on these worldly things like iPhones or Honda CRVs that they love to drive, or SUVs, whatever type of soccer mobile they love to drive. It's based on your internal peace and your growth inside. And when you grow inside, it emulates through your energy field and you give off that high vibration, because it doesn't require these things. It requires internal peace and accepting yourself and being your authentic self. And what these things try to do, these NPCs try to do, is they do something wrong and then try to point the finger at us. We're like, in their mind, we're their scapegoats. We're not their scapegoat. We're here to raise up, and the thing about it is, if anybody is going through that scapegoating dynamic, you just need to hit the ball back. As soon as their system goes off and they start pointing the finger, say, hell no, that has nothing to do with me. Your actions are a reflection of you. have nothing to do with me. And that's what they see us as, their scapegoat, And it's like a double set of rules. I was just saying, I was actually just praying. I'm like, God, for me to just go about my normal day has to be this all-encompassing battle of good versus evil, and then they can just go out and it's no big deal, And it's because they don't want that high vibration here. That high vibration is a threat to their system of illusion, because the high vibration shows a different way that you're not selling your soul for. You don't have to sell your soul to be like to find your inner person. Their system you sell your soul for. The ascension process doesn't require you sell your soul. It requires that you fix your wounds and accept yourself, and something that they will never have hooked into that system, because that system of illusion takes you away from yourself, not inwardly, which is your true value inside. It teaches you that your value is on your iPhone, or your value is in your SUV or your job, which, like I said, they're here today and gone tomorrow. It's a system of illusions. And like I said, as time goes on, if that was the correct way, their system would get better. But as you see with like the financial system, it only gets worse and the rules become greater. So real peace and real happiness are what you possess as a targeted person or an empath that these NPCs will never grasp. And you can't do it for them. You can't, because they have bought into the lie that, I have to compete with the Joneses and I have to have the latest gadget to be acceptable, instead of accepting themselves and having self-acceptance, which never goes away. But their system is fleeting, meaning today someone might like you and tomorrow it won't. They won't. So, so if you're targeted, be glad you are, because you're doing something right. The reason you're targeted is because you're an anomaly to their illusion. I picked up somebody last night on doing Lyft. I still do Lyft. And she said, there's nothing but bots. And it started like about 15 years ago. And it only got worse after COVID. I go, yeah, they're everywhere. And she goes, they all are in competition with each other. I go, yeah, if you took a ornament for Christmas where you made Christmas cookie, they would all be the same ornament, just a different color, or a different shape slightly. Maybe I'm saying that wrong, but it's like a cookie cutter cutout of the same person, just a different body, And I'm glad I'm not like that. And I'm done being their scapegoat. As a targeted person, be proud of who you are. You have internal power. You have internal peace. You have all of the fruits of the Spirit. And you're not out to hurt them. But standing up for yourself and your right to be treated like a decent human being and not held responsible for their nonsense does not make you an undecent human being. It makes you a smart human being. But anyways, I'm not going to rant on about this anymore. But if you go to the store, as soon as you show up as a targeted person or empath, your energy emulates so much that they all show up. It's like wild, And if you were a nobody, they wouldn't want your attention, But they want your attention because they want to feed off your energy. They hate you, but they want your energy. So it doesn't work that way. But anyways, glad to be back on here making a quick video. I'm back into doing cardio real hard, and my vibration is so much higher. I feel so energized, even on less sleep. So if somebody asks me, is weight training or cardio better? Cardio is by far superior because it makes all the systems work faster. Everything, fresh oxygen in, get rid of the negative energy out. And but why I've added this is because every doctor talks about how weight training is the king and cardio is not necessary. That is complete bunch of bullshit. That's another thing about their system. They have a lot of propaganda. You could have 20-inch biceps, but if your heart and lungs are not working good and your circulation and your endocrine system is not working good, your 20-inch biceps are good for nothing. But anyways, glad to be back on here making a quick video. God bless everybody. I'm going to make a more in-depth video about these NPCs or bots, or like the girl said, or AI-controlled humans at a future time. But God bless you. Until now, do cardio, eat live fruits and vegetables, because that's another way to raise your vibration. Get plenty of sleep. Make sure you get a little bit of sun. If you don't have sun, go to the tanning hut a couple times a week. what else would I say? And just and make sure your protein's high too, because protein's essential too, especially because as empaths we go through intense spiritual warfare. It's like always this light versus dark battle. So you have to have your protein high, because your spirit's always on the battleground. So till next time, God bless you, love you. I'm glad to be back. And I've been told to be quiet about this stuff. So that's why I'm going to start making videos about it, And I'm not going to take responsibility anymore for their nonsense. Growing up, why this video really hits home is like I was surrounded by these things. And it's like I didn't know any better. I thought it was like beneficial to keep the peace and accept responsibility for their nonsense. But that just keeps them at a low funk. And it never allows them to have growth. If they're never forced to face responsibility, then they don't grow either. But when you hold them accountable, it gives them the possibility to possibly grow and, escape that illusion. Till next time, I love you. Take responsibility that for which is yours, which is not. Allow them to, so that it gives them at least the potential for growth. Till next time, I love you. God bless you.